Hi guys, how's it going? Caitlin here, and welcome to my kitchen for another week of meal prep. I hope you're excited. On the menu this week, we got chicken stew, we got one pot spaghetti, and garlic herb sausage potato bake. Okay, so if that all sounds good to you, sounds good to me. If you don't have your prep video yet, or your prep list yet, go check the description of this video. You'll find a link. It's going to take you to everything that you need to succeed this week. You'll have It's everything. Anyway, we've got 3 varying levels of prep depending on your level of motivation and how much time you have today. If you do want to get the time to table results that you see in the meal plan, you're going to want to go all the way with me to level 3. Although for the first time ever, I actually have nothing in level 3. Level 3 is usually stuff that I start doing first because it's stuff that does itself while we're doing other things. But I think we got pretty easy prep going on this week, guys, which is good because I don't know about you, I'm a little under the weather. There's something going around and I think I got it. So, I apologize in advance, but it's okay. We're going to start by dicing a couple onions. It is okay that I have a cold because it's just a mom cold, and a mom cold is very much like a man cold. However, you do not change anything that you do in your day-to-day life. In fact, you may do more because other people might get sick too. So if you also suffer from mom colds, then may the odds be ever in your favor. Get 'em in. Get 'em in, little onion. We can do it. Getting the skin off these things, man. If I make it through this without like snotting or crying, I'm going to be doing a secret little happy dance somewhere deep down on the inside. If I had the energy to do it, I might be doing my happy dance on the outside too, but we'll see. First, I gotta make it through without snotting or crying. Uh-oh, there's a sniffle. That doesn't bode well. Cool. Well timed though for this to have some chicken stew going on while I got a cold. Couldn't have planned that better if I tried. I'm gonna grab a new onion. That was big. Are you any prettier, onion? Let's see. Not that they have to be beautiful, but that one was sketchy as all sketch could be on the inside. So, about the week, yes. I hope that these recipes, my hope is that they're very flexible, okay? So if you're looking at it and you're like, I don't want sausage, that's cool. You can do like beef if you're feeling it, or even chicken if you want to. It's just a sheet pan, right? Like it's a sheet pan dinner. We're getting the things ready. There's a new like hippie store that opened up in my town, and they have some local sausage that is like grain free. It's supposed to be really good. So that's the entire reason why I wanted to do a sausage sheet pan meal, because like I want to try these locally produced and seasoned grain free sausages. That sounds awesome. For this, you can use a food processor. Use whatever works for you. we are. Cool. One thing done off the list. Gotta kind of chunk up one red onion. And yes, my red onion looks like the tiniest little red onion in the whole world. But my kids aren't really a huge fan of red onion. I like them, so I'm not gonna stop using them. One of the things with kids is even if they're not gonna eat stuff, it's still important to expose it to them. Like throw it on their plates, encourage them to try a little bit, if they will. Sometimes I know it's easier said than done. However, it never hurts just to like encourage them to try a little bit. The more they're exposed to something, the more likely they're gonna either have it now or maybe they'll return back to it at a later date, which is also nice. Okay. Gonna chop up one pepper. So these are some recipes that also, if you're looking to clean out your crisper, you can for these, because there's a lot that you can chop and hide in a stew. Maybe you have some food in your freezer that you chopped up and had processed at another time because it was gonna go bad. Take that opportunity to even empty out some of the extras in your freezer to throw into your stew or to throw into your spaghetti. Those are both great places to just hide extra things. Because each week when we have the opportunity to process our food that we're not using this week and we don't know how to use, we don't want it to go to waste. We're putting it in the freezer for a reason. So yeah, definitely a good week to be able to use up some stuff. Just gonna put a divider in here. My set here, it's made, this cutting board with the pockets and everything, it's called a prep board. It's made for prep. This is what it lives for. So it comes with these containers. They've got like little separators and stuff like that. Kind of fun if you're a meal prep addict. If you're not a meal prep addict yet, perhaps you will be soon. Keep with us. So just gonna chunk up another couple peppers, just some rough chunking, because we're just gonna be going in our sheet pan dinner. So can I fit this into the same container? I'm not even sure. But we're gonna see. The chunky side went over a little to the other side, but I am not a perfectionist. And I'm certainly not a perfectionist today. blow my nose before I peel my carrots. Yeah, sorry, a little gross today. A little gross, coming to y'all gross. But hey, that's life, isn't it? Still gonna make meals at least this week. I feel like it's keeping it pretty easy. So we'll call that a positive. Well, yeah, dump this. That's a little full. There we go. So I like to organize my thing by having the good stuff in one pocket in the front, then kind of like my compost side over on the other side. It keeps my, this is the thing I did not know about it before I got it. I knew that I wanted to prep. I knew like that was a good thing, but I didn't realize how much it would keep my mess from migrating, because if I'm doing a lot of prep in the kitchen, I find that it just kind of goes everywhere, you know, like it migrates, for lack of a better term. My mess, it migrates as I'm working, because it's like, oh, this area is all cluttered, I'll just move over a couple inches, and then those couple inches turn into like the entire house somehow. Okay, I'm exaggerating a little bit, not the entire house, but it definitely spreads around my kitchen a lot more. So if you want to store your carrots in water, if you're not doing your chicken stew for a couple days or something, you certainly can. If you store them in water, it's going to keep them from going bad. Also, it's a great thing to do if you want to like make some carrot sticks for snacks or something like that. You can just do up a bunch of carrots and keep them in water. They stay good for quite a while. Oh, potatoes. Let's do some potatoes, shall we? So we're going to be using potatoes for both the sheet pan dinner and for the whatchamacallit, the stew. That's what it's called, stew. So if you want to, you can just chop up a whole bunch. I say about 2.5 pounds, but really, like, you can eyeball it. You can just kind of imagine like how much-ish your family is going to have in a stew, how much you're going to have in a sheet pan. You don't need to wait. It doesn't have to be that particular. some ugly potatoes in this batch. Sometimes you win on the bags of potatoes, other times not so much. It's not like you can really even check them out because it's like in a bag. So grocery stores, they have plausible deniability. It's in a paper bag. How are they supposed to know that you bought a rotten bag of potatoes? You know, there's no way of looking, no way of knowing. They have a date on the bag that says when it was packaged. I've never found it, never looked for it, never thought of it till now actually, but I've certainly never seen it. Okay, I'm gonna put some water on these. Your potatoes will definitely store better in water. Also, a nice one to know for French fries. If you make homemade French fries, if you store them in water too, they'll actually be a little crispier. So if you store them in water for like 30 minutes to 24 hours for French fries, then you're gonna be doing awesome. Anywhere in that ballpark. Okay, gonna mix together some spices. It's gonna be fun. So this is what's gonna make it, because this is level 2, it's just things that are gonna make things way more convenient when you are actually throwing it together. So I'm gonna put together the spices for the stew. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's much to measure out 3 things before putting them into a crock pot. But sometimes it can feel like a lot. So if you're looking at a recipe at 5 p.m. and you're like, I just don't feel like making that, you're not alone. This is why things like HelloFresh and stuff like that, this is why they exist. I do have a few little containers, so I'm actually gonna mark mine. And you can mark it with a name if you want to. You can color code it if you feel fancy. I'm gonna write 1, 2, and 3, because that is all my energy allows for at this present time. So I know 1 is the first meal, I know 2 is the second meal, I know 3 is the third meal. Yes, just feeling that professional. Okay. Some Italian seasoning. Just gonna go with the rest of what's in there. Close enough. And sugar, you could, if you wanted to, you could use maple syrup, or you could use honey. You can use, I'm using maple sugar instead. There we go, seasonings for spaghetti. I would lose my head if it were not attached. I'm gonna put a fancy 2 right on there. More Italian seasoning, well, that's unfortunate. I will have to put that in just a little bit. Pretend I'm putting in my Italian seasoning. I do have more. It's just not in front of me. Some salt. All right. I'm sure you could use other seasoning blends if you didn't feel like using Italian. If you wanted to use something else, you could go wild. Go wild. This is meant to be flexible enough to suit your tastes, your preferences, any limitations that you might have. I'm gonna put together a garlic aioli here. So this is just a very simple garlic aioli. You may want to water this down a little bit day of. You can look at it and see if it's really thick and you're like spooning it onto your sheet pan. That is your sign that you might want to just put like, you know, a tablespoon of water in or a little less and just see how it thins out until it's a consistency that you can kind of pour it on top, okay? So very simple little sauce. It's just some garlic, some mayo, and some lemon juice. That's it. And then of course the water that you might choose to put in day of. Sorry, I'm gross. Whew. So you can use bottled lemon juice if you'd like. I'm a big fan of fresh citrus. I don't know, it's like a little treat to myself. It'll be fresh citrus and fresh herbs. Because I just find those two things can make all the difference. Okay, that's between 1 and 2, so that's like half a small lemon. I feel like this chicken stew is going to be chicken stew good for the soul today. Okay. So it might be watery enough with the lemon juice. It might thicken up a little bit. So play it by ear day of, see how it looks, see how it works for you. And guys, that's it. If you want to do an optional level 3, look in your fridge, see what needs to be used up, see what needs to be processed. If you can incorporate it into one of the meals this week, either in the sheet pan dinner, hide it in the stew, or hide it in your spaghetti, do so. If you cannot figure out how to use it this week in any way, take the time now, process it, you know, peel it, grate it, chop it up, throw it in the freezer. But whatever you do, make sure you mark down what's in that freezer bag, because the last thing you want is for it just to get lost in there for forever. We want to actually make use of it, okay? Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoy this week. I'd love to hear what you think, and I hope to see you again next week. Bye-bye.